Wake up, Saints. Have I got some news to you today? You might want to get some coffee because this is actually going to be a little bit long. Uh, Being that we have a lot of news that just happened just a couple days that I haven't even been on. Sorry about that. I've been really tired. All right, so I'm gonna talk about Israel and Hamas. Talk about some earthquakes that have been happening. Some mega quakes, that is. Also some asteroids and meteorites, and also the peace deal. What's going on with Israel and some more peace deals that they've been making that we haven't heard about. Um, oh yeah, the road to heaven is coming really close. We're like on that stairway, almost halfway there, and it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Okay, so first things first. Let's see here. Israel warns Hamas as Egypt watches. Because Hamas has been putting on sending over kites and balloons with bombs, and there's been tanks. Israel's using tanks and also uh, jet fighters to bomb over there. They've been doing it very carefully, not to have civilian casualties. Um, this is the first time they actually had any kind of major uh, firefight since Egypt had intervened or anything to make a peace deal, or help them have a ceasefire and you know squash the beef, as they say. Oh, it's back again. I think and Egypt is trying to cool off Hamas and Israel, but uh, Israel has warned Hamas that that they're very serious this time. That it would actually go full throttle on the war with them if they keep on doing what they're doing. Um, Other news: there was a 6.8 and a 6.9 mega quake that hit Indonesia. There was a tsunami warning for there. There was another earthquake. I believe it was a 6.8 in the Philippines. Uh, so we gotta pray for the Philippines and pray for Indonesia, making sure that that they're safe. Also, I mean, as I said before, pray for enemies. Um, Pray for Hamas and Israel. That's something that they don't get no casualties or anything like that happening. Um, and then pray that to turn that Hamas turns away. Um, on other news, a massive meteorite exploded over China. NASA says there's actually two more that's on the way. Actually, two more asteroids actually on the way. Uh, August 20th, which is just like coming really soon, and then one before my birthday, September 1st. Uh, Revelations 8, chapter 8, and everything. Speaks about this. Wormwood. Is this wormwood coming? We don't know. We need to be aware of this. It's coming. And if it's wormwood, then uh, forget about drinking water anymore. Water be tainted. Uh, it looks like Sudan is working on an agreement with Israel. At first, there was claims that they wasn't going to work on a peace agreement with them, but it looks like they are. Um, Israel and Jordan, just like the UAE, this past week, worked on the agreement, and there's others that other Gulf states are now they're refusing to, while there's a standstill with the Palestinians and Israel. I mean, I say the Palestinians need to come to the table and everything and say, hey, let's work out a deal, and I mean accept what Israel has, because I mean, to me, I mean, like I said, there is no such thing as Palestinian or any kind of Palestinian state or whatever. Um, that's just my theory and everything. And uh, they're gonna keep on and keep on, keep on, and I think, and I mean, people are already, speaking about it already. People are already speaking about these peace treaties, stating that it's very on close. That they think this is the peace deal. Well, I mean, while it's maybe partial of it, but it does say that it will make the he, as in the Antichrist, will make a covenant with many. So, and within the first week, I think the middle of the first week is when they will cease. He will actually make a word saying that that they will not be able to do uh, sacrifices anymore. They'll cease sacrifices. That's when Israel will know that that is the Antichrist, because then he'll basically make it known that he is the the so-called Messiah. So, and I mean, with all this going on, with all this peace going on, we all know that in the Bible it states, when they call for peace and safety, that sudden destruction comes. So we watching now for that. Um, I saw this thing. Everybody's talking about the Simpsons this, the Simpsons that. They predicted this, they predicted that. It's all coincidence. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but they didn't predict nothing. It's all coincidence. Uh, so far, in 2020, you know, it's been in the Simpsons is the Kobe Bryant crash, and then the coronavirus. It's all coincidence. I'm tired of people that saying that oh, this and that, oh, the Simpsons predicted this, they predicted that. It's all coincidence. It's it's not what they ain't really predicting anything at all. I guess you can say they're false prophets. There's no. I don't know if anybody heard of Dave Wilkinson. Dave Wilkinson did speak about a pandemic that will come to the United States and it'll start in New York. Well, if you remember, that's where the coronavirus first hit in the United States, was actually in New York, and spread like wildfire. And Dave did say that that it would actually be a total shock to New York, and I mean a shock to the core. It did. On other news, I thank my mom for this. She sent me a thing this today, either today or yesterday. I don't remember what it was. Uh, if you have iPhones, uh, they have it where they can actually track you. So once you do an update, it's automatically gonna go turn it on. It's already set up on your iPhone already. If you go to settings, go to privacy, and then go to health, on the top part it has where that you can actually, it'll tell you if you came in contact with somebody that had the coronavirus. How will they know this? Is because they're going to track them. It's almost kind of like how they're going to track people itself, because, or how they're going to falsely track, say that that you came across with somebody. Because I don't think it's going to be a full, like, how would you say it? I don't think it's going to be a true thing, because I mean people were saying that But they're already, tracking. They're already, like Big Brother's already watching and tracking people. Um, the Android, it's in the Google settings. So just in case you want to check on your on your Android or your iPhone, Android Google settings, iPhone settings, privacy and health. So that's exactly how they're gonna track people. Uh, I know people are getting really, really, really tired of this, this pandemic, and people that are drinking the Kool Aid, as I say, and as one of the guys at work says, they're drinking Kool Aid. Um, I was talking to somebody with and talking about the mask, how the mask really doesn't help. Um, it constricts. I have somebody at work and everything that he feels claustrophobic. I myself, feel the same way too with it. I feel like I'm gagging. The only time I get to actually take it off and everything is if I'm in the back room or if I'm in the cooler or if I'm outside uh, taking out trash or if I'm getting something to drink or eating. And I mean, I like when I take a drink because when I take a drink, it's like the coldness. And when I put the mask back on, I can feel the cool air, which is pretty cool. But I mean, other than that, I hate it because it's like I feel constricted. I feel like that one of my rights has been taken away, that we're being gagged. Um, but somebody said it that, well, we're helping other people feel safe. Safe from what? If everybody would just actually just let the virus take its course, like the flu, it's just like the flu. I mean, come on now, people. If you do what you're doing, what you're supposed to do when you're sick, then or like the chicken pox. I mean, come on now, the chicken pox. I mean, people. There's so many viruses out there. So many viruses. What to do? I mean, right now the pandemic is dropping. The Republicans have told the Democrats nothing because the Democrats said, "Oh, they're going to be back on the rise again this come October." Okay, so I mean they're trying to make a argument that we really don't need to worry about the stimulus check. Would I love the stimulus check? I would love the stimulus check, but I mean the economy is going to hurt no matter what. The economy is going to it's going to go up and down no matter what. We all need to vote. I'm sorry to say it, but we all need to vote for Trump to be in office because he's doing a darn good job for this. Um, Democrats have pretty much put a damper. Do I think he's gonna get reelected? I don't know. Democrats are playing a really good game, everything on getting the people towards them. We even had a Republican that actually defected to be a Democrat, who they were actually at the the DNC, whatever you call it. Um, their cult, whatever you want to call it, and everything. The DNC, it's called, I believe it's called. The debate, whatever, to show their side, and everything that they're wanting to be for more of the people, whatever. I mean, to me, if the Democrats really want to be more for the people, they need to listen to the people, not think they know what they want. I'm sorry to say, but I used to be a Democrat myself, and once I saw, well, I guess you can say the light, but I'm not gonna say the light because Republicans are not. Republicans are not holy, whatever. Um, but when I saw the truth of what the Democrats are all about and what the Republicans were all about, I sided more with the Republicans because of what was going on. The Democrats have always been telling the people what they want to hear instead of what they really want to do for the people. And then you got this that happened right now. I mean, they're saying that the pandemic was, if Trump would have acted sooner or than this, he did act sooner. People just don't see it. People are being told all these lies from the media. Stop watching the media. The underground news tells more stuff. If you can find the underground news, and that's neither conservative or liberal, that's in the middle, you'll see more stuff that actually that's really going on. Um, Say for instance with the immigrants that was caged, they were trying to say that Trump did it, Obama did it, or the the veterans' choice. Yes, Obama did pass that, but he passed it for only so long. Trump just made it better and extended it. So when he said he passed it, yes, he did because it expired. If you listen to the media or the reporters at his conferences that he has, they're just trying to see if they can catch him in a lie or pull the fact check lie on him. All I gotta say, Saints, you need to be looking in the Bible, pray, and vote. Vote for Trump. And look to the skies because God did say anything, or Jesus did say anything. Look to the skies. The evidence is in the sky, the signs in Israel. And I mean, if you're not looking towards Israel, what's going on in Israel now, you're gonna miss it. Because if you don't see, that's when the peace deal is happening. They're they're making peace agreements with each country one by one. It's happening. Pretty soon, it's gonna be where it's gonna be a covenant with many, and that's when we'll see who that. Well, we'll see which got the evidence of who the person's gonna be. They're not gonna make it known to anybody at all until the middle of the year of the 7 years. That's when the Antichrist will show its true colors. So be mindful and listen. Listen to his voice. Listen. God does speak to everybody. The reason why lots of us don't hear it is because we think that when Adam and Eve didn't have that relationship with God anymore, that God doesn't speak to nobody. He spoke to Moses. He spoke to Noah. He spoke to Jonah, Abraham. He spoke to John the Baptist. And he's spoken to me. I've heard his audible voice. You need to listen. If you listen, if you stay quiet and listen to him and follow his word, he will show us of what we have to do, what he has in for us. God bless, saints, and see you again, talk to you guys again tomorrow. Good night.